Icon versus Icon, brother.
Rocky versus Hulk Hogan.
Yes, and we are here for the review of Mania X8, but...
What you gonna do, Rocky, when all the 68,000 Canadians boo the hell out of you? That's what happened here at WrestleMania, guys. The Rock went in as the face and the fans didn't like it. But before we get to that Icon versus Icon match, there's a whole host of matches to get through. So,
do you think it's weird, though, how Mania X7 is the only one that's called by the X? Every other one's 18, 19, 20... But no one really says Mania 17.
Yeah, no one says Mania X8, do they? Or X9?
X7, I don't...
X20.
Probably has a better ring to it. But yeah, let's dive into the... Well, this is a review, so we had... who was performing the first song? Was it...
first song was Drowning... No, first song was Saliva performing Superstar, so you know
I think in person it sounds... Not shit, but it sounds a lot worse.
Yeah, it's because they don't have all the stuff to make them sound
I know,
good.
but anyone who would argue the point, it sounds better. Like, I think maybe if you're in the arena... I would
say it sounds better, but there's definitely a different vibe to it.
If you're in the arena, but if you're sitting here, it just sounds off.
Yeah.
If you're in the Sky Dome, that's where we were, Toronto, probably sounds a lot better. Gets you hyped for the pay-per-view, then we go through all the best moments of Mania and gone by. And then we kick off with our first match, William Regal versus Rob Van Dam.
Yep, so after that, they came out, Regal champion, Intercontinental Championship on the line. In my opinion, one of Regal's better matches since debuting in the company. Well, certainly better than any matches that he did as the working man.
Yeah, and this, this match, it didn't need to go long, but 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes.
See the day? Oh, we need a 35-minute match to kick off the show.
You can have a great match in 8 minutes. See, to be fair, nowadays they probably could. Well, on Raw, in WWE nowadays probably could have a great match because in the first 8 minutes are still in the first chin lock. But I mean, back then when it's people that can work, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't need a long match unless it's like one of the main event matches. A match just doesn't need to.
That's how garbage it now is, though. I mean, you could kick off the first 30 seconds of the match with like 10 suicide dives, and 8 minutes in you'll be doing a Randy Orton headlock.
Yeah,
there's no structure.
Don't get me wrong, I mean, this match, maybe if it was a bit longer, could have been a bit better. But I mean, let's be honest, it was the opener, and Mania, you ain't gonna get not every match can go 15-20 minutes. This one didn't, and it was alright. So yep, RVD wins, Regal bleeds again.
So's Van Dam.
But yeah, good match. Regal, it was a cool spot where he drops RVD on his head. He goes to hit him with the knuckles. RVD kicks the knuckles out of his hands, and
good night.
You know what? Then frog splash. Good night. That ends it, and that is the win then for RVD. And it was actually six. The match actually lasted 619, which is pretty
weird.
Rey Mysterio, and we also paused the following Raw on 619. So that's
yep.
Go,
we have a new champion to kick off the show. Then we have Christian backstage saying he's going to beat DDP. Says that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Goofy, smart, brilliant.
I mean, the smell that Christian's doing at the moment is pretty
good.
Pretty neat. So it was Christian versus Diamond Dallas Page. And Diamond Dallas Page retained. I mean, I don't even know when he won the belt, to be fair. I mean,
did he win it in a raffle?
Must have, but yeah, Diamond Dallas Page beats Christian to retain the European Championship. Christian freaks out after another match that was, in my opinion, alright. It was pretty good. It wasn't as good as the opener, but it was alright.
I don't think there was a bad match on this card.
I think there was. I think it's next. And this match again was 6 minutes and 8 seconds, so you know what I mean? It was
well, you know what? I agree with you. This was a bad match, but I'm kind of factoring in everything that happened throughout the night.
Well, I'm not really. Up next, it was Maven versus Goldust, and this was just off. It was a hardcore championship. I mean, should Maven really be on Mania? If we're being perfect, I know he's had a bit of the Undertaker rub, you know, leading up to Mania. Like,
could they not just left the stuff he did backstage in and just have someone else against Goldust?
Well, I get he starts as the champ, so he kind of, if the hardcore title's going to be on the line, he kind of has to be in the match. I get that, but to me, if they're doing a hardcore championship match, it should have been a multi-man match. To have a singles match with him and Goldust, and in every spot they went for, they kind of fucked it up. They botched it. I mean, Goldust went for a what do you call that? It's like You call that when there's like going for like the kind of walls of Jericho thing, catapult.
Ah, yes, catapult maneuver.
He goes for the catapult maneuver onto the trash can and totally misses it, and then Maven doesn't even sell the catapult, gets straight caught. Well, I kind of agree with him not selling it because it didn't hit the trash can, but then he gets up and lifts the trash can and tries to drop kick it in the face of Goldust and completely misses it. So I mean, 2 bad botches in a row. Spike Dudley comes in.
Crash Holly then comes in.
Yeah, Crash Holly comes in out of nowhere.
And then we don't see him again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he just dies
Crash
in the
Holly's
next
nowhere to be
year.
seen. But, I mean, this match lasted 3 minutes. It wasn't good. Not just because it was 3 minutes, because it just wasn't. Yeah,
But
it wasn't good.
in your opinion, did the rest of the spots with this title throughout the night not kind of save the match?
Yeah, but it wasn't part of the match. I mean, that's.
Well, I kind of counted it, but alright, yeah, I agree it was bad, but I'm factoring the rest. But as they say,
Well, that's like Christian later on wins it. That's like me factoring Christian winning, slamming the door into Molly's face into the DDP match. Like, I mean,
that's different. That was all to do with the hardcore titles. Connect it. What did it have to do with fucking the DDP match? Nothing.
Christian was
Admit you're wrong.
I think I'm right. Like,
No, you're a fat bastard and you're wrong here.
Well, that's debatable.
Right, next up we have Kane taking on the Red, White, and I thought this was a really good match, but then the finish was kind of a bit botchy.
Yeah, no, the finish was botchy.
They kind of like rolled them up, but then the ref didn't want to count it, and he's like, God damn it, count it.
Kurt basically dominates the match. Kane comes back, hits a choke slam, can barely connect it though because his legs sail. Kurt Angle gets hands on the rope. Kane goes to the top rope. Kurt Angle springs up out of nowhere, big red, white, and blue machine that he is. Jumps up to the top turnbuckle, does the overhead belly to belly suplex off the top rope, and then Kane again goes for another choke slam. Kurt Angle rolls through into. I thought he was going to go into the ankle lock, but it looked like he was going to go into the ankle lock, and then he kind of just went into a cover and tried to get his feet on the rope.
No, I think would have been better for this pay-per-view. You put Angle in the main event, because Triple H was feuding with Angle a lot, and then you've got a triple threat match, and then you could do Nash against Kane.
I think
that's what I would have done.
I actually agree with it. I think that'd be a good change.
Because then it gives the NWO another.
And Kurt Angle did technically win, first of all, so that would have made perfect sense actually. For never thought that before, but yeah, no, I think that would have been better.
I just thought of it on the spot there. I was looking at the match card and I was like, well, why not? Next up, though, we have Ric Flair taking on.
Maybe if you give Nash a win over Kane, it doesn't make the NWO look complete pish.
Exactly.
Because they get 1 win out of 3 instead of 0 out of 2. So I mean, I guess.
Yep.
You know, got to look at the numbers here. But I mean, I thought Kane Angle for a 10-minute match was pretty good. But again, when the ending looks dodgy, it just takes away from the match.
AEW, brother. But then we have Taker against Ric Flair. Could he defeat the streak? Could he avenge his son? Could he avenge Double A?
He could fucking barely get over the top turnbuckle. So I'm gonna say no. It was an alright match. Taker dominated it. I mean, I felt like it went on a bit too long. This went, 18 minutes, 47 seconds. It was no disqualification. I don't feel like they really used that aspect.
Yeah, once, just for Arn Anderson, they did.
I mean, Arn Anderson comes in, hits the spine buster, and then tries to roll to the outside as if he's out of the referee's sight. But, I mean, it's a no disqualification match, so Arn Anderson...
And then Taker, booted him.
It would have made... Why is Arn Anderson not even getting out the ring? It didn't even make much sense. And then, towards the end, Taker can't get Ric Flair up for the last ride. And that was awkward. Tried it twice and was like, fuck this, and just hit the tombstone. Beat Ric Flair.
Which he hasn't used.
Yeah, and when was the last time he used the tombstone?
Not as a heel.
And one of the commentators said, I can't remember who it was, and they were like, well, that's the movie he was looking for anyway.
Nope.
Not really, but yeah, nice save, I guess. But yeah, a bit disappointing. I just don't think Ric Flair... I mean, he is fucking old here, let's be real. I mean...
Ric Flair's what, 53 here?
Let's be honest.
He's better than Goldberg at this fucking age.
He's trying to pull off things that guys his age shouldn't really be pulling off. And don't fuck me. Seen about a year's time. He is back to his best. He's not what I mean, but he was better in his retirement match against Michaels than he is at this stage.
I know.
So strange. I guess he's just probably a bit rusty. Like, because I guess the last few years he hasn't really done much. But yeah, Taker wins, holds up the 10 fingers, 10-0 at WrestleMania. Undertaker, the dead man, wins.
55.
Up next, we had Edge versus Booker T in another decent, solid, good match. Lot of back and forth here. I think this one's going to go 50-50. Didn't know who was going to win it. Edge hitting moves.
Well, I could have swore Booker T was going to win it.
Booker T does the spinner Rooney, scissors kick, Edge kicks out, Edge
does the Edge of Rooney,
hits a spear, Booker T kicks out, Edge hits the Edge of Rooney. Wasn't as good as the spinner Rooney, but it was better than the Kurt Angle Rooney
and the McMahon Rooney one. Have you seen the McMahon one?
I don't think I want to see it.
It's like after the show.
Does Taker get him to do it?
And then they try and get Taker to do it. He doesn't do it. Everyone does it. Bar Taker.
Taker didn't want to ruin his fucking character. Then Edge eventually puts Booker T away with the execution. So I mean, another good match. 6.5 minutes.
All it needs to be.
It is what it is. Up next, we had. I mean, there was probably. Well, not someone. I think in between this, they announced that Drowning Pool were going to tell us the story of tonight's main event somewhere.
Yes.
Between one of these matches.
And also, Al Snow ran over a bunch of boxes.
Yeah, so Amazon boxes. Al Snow fucking did it in a bloody. Don't you know what it was, like a golf cart with the referee.
And then the Hurricane picked up the hardcore title and ran off.
Yeah. So up next with Austin versus Scott Hall with Kevin Nash. Austin beat Scott Hall. It wasn't a great match, to be fair.
But the stunner cell was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, Scott Hall. I mean, Nash killed a couple of referees trying to stop the free counts.
I think at this point, the three people involved were just off their heads.
Yeah, I mean, Hogan never really could work, and now he's old. So Nash legs have seen better days, and Scott Hall is Scott Hall.
And at this point, Austin's halfway out the door.
Yeah, I mean, again, another match under 10 minutes. Austin beats him with 2 stunners in the end, and then celebrates with some beers. And I mean, that was it. What a disappointing match. I mean, I think Prime Austin, Prime Scott Hall could have been great, but this wasn't. I don't know. This just didn't really sit right with me. Up next, we had
the tag team.
Yep, Saliva singing at the Dudleys, new song.
Get down.
Tables, something to do with the tables.
Billy and Chuck
versus APA versus Dudleys versus the Hardy Boys. APA got eliminated pretty early on here.
And then the match went on for... How long did the match last?
14 minutes.
It legit went on for about 10 minutes without them.
Yep, but Bradshaw clotheslines hell to Billy Gunn. He does that mad flip over. That's a pretty good sell.
I know.
I mean, I like when people. I mean, people. That's a pretty good sell. Rikishi does that.
Yep.
Billy Gunn does it. It's actually believable though, because you need someone like Bradshaw. Because a clothesline for hell is bloody tough. Like, I mean, if it was some wee guy at £150 clothesline, you wouldn't be selling like that. So.
Damn right, you wouldn't be. Dudley set up a table. Devon goes through it.
The Dudley. It was after the AP went out. Billy and Chuck weren't really involved in the match. It kind of just turned into the Dudleys versus the Hardys. Jeff gets annihilated. And then,
like, no, it's weird though.
Matt gets a bit of what's weird.
Like, they've done the Hardys versus the Dudleys a million times, but I could still watch it a million times.
Yeah,
they're just great.
So finally, Jeff gets the tag to Matt. Matt comes in, gets a bit of offense, and the Dudleys just take him out the equation. Devon goes for the what's up, and Billy Gunn just runs out of nowhere, and it's like he's had enough of this shit, and just pushes him off the top of the. Which I think you missed actually. Pushes him off the top.
Seen the replay, big man.
Pushes him off the top turnbuckle, and Devon does a dive at the side through the table.
What's up?
What's up through the table, and then twist of fate.
Good night.
Swanton on Billy Ray.
And this isn't Piche Dobby. He didn't kick out at 1.5.
He didn't kick out. He got beat. And then it was Billy and Chuck versus the Hardys. Billy hits Jeff with the Faymaster.
Kick out.
Then he's like, right, fuck this, and hits him with the title belt. And then Chuck pins him straight away for the
This was a night of weird finishes.
Yeah. But I kind of get it. I mean, maybe they just wanted to try and make Jeff look a bit good, but...
I know, but it didn't really... Like, it was as if... I thought once that happened, oh god, the Hardys are going to win here.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway...
Not complaining. Billy and Chuck are great.
Billy and Chuck won, so that's what it is. You look so good to me. Anyway, 14 minutes. Up next, we had some fan access somewhere in between this as well, and
brilliant.
Basically, it was fan access.
People greeting about meeting the Undertaker. Don't need to cry.
Undertaker's like, don't need to cry about it.
Fucking, and then Booker T was playing his Benoit and just bring it.
Beating up some 8-year-old kid, and that just brings back flashbacks to 2007 Benoit. In my opinion, I know Booker T not in the game. Doesn't get the hair commercial shampoo, and now he doesn't get put in the game. Can you not create him? Just use a generic black guy.
Was Truth not in the game?
Aye, well, our Truth and Booker T.
Was there a black guy in the game?
Hold on. See, in the early games, I don't think you could create a black guy.
Racist. Anyway, though.
I think the templates were all white.
There you go, then.
But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I guess
That's
Booker
Black
T.
Lives Matter coming through there. Whoa.
Anyway, Booker T beats some wee kid, and there was a statue of Stacey Keebler's ass, and everyone's going over touching it.
And you know it's just a Jerry Lawler special.
I'm not a fucking lefty, but I just think that's a bit weird.
I know, I thought it was weird, but...
Like, I'm not for this, oh man, respect the women and all that shit, and you know what I mean? Like, I mean... But I thought for them to have like an actual statue of Stacey Keebler's ass, and all these guys are going over touching it. To me, I thought that was a bit weird. Like, I was definitely, I think, designed by Jerry the King Lawler. He definitely sculptured that one himself. Then we had Icon versus Icon, The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Match of the night.
It was alright.
I think for the crowd alone.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. See the crowd weren't into this. Or say this was like now and there was no crowd. This was not a good match.
I know, but the crowd were...
Because the crowd were pumped, it felt like a good match. But see if you watch this on mute, I mean, I bet you'd be like, oh, fuck me, that was crap.
No, Hogan and Rock are still good, like, I get your point.
No, yeah, I get it, but I mean, sometimes the crowd can make a good match, like, you know what I mean? And they did that here. Crowd definitely against The Rock tonight. Hogan, massive reaction from the crowd.
Does the taunt up, brother.
Kicks out the rock bottom, does the taunt up, hits the big boot. Yeah, what you gonna do, Rocky? Hits the leg drop. Thought he was gonna get the win. No, Rock kicks out. Then the Rock hits 2 rock bottoms, flips up, people's elbow, gets the win. After the match, him and Rock shake hands. NWO come out, don't like it. Start beating up the Rock, or start beating up Hogan. Rock comes out, makes a save, and then they shake hands again, and Hogan holds up the Rock's hands.
The crowd's going ballistic.
The crowd's going ballistic.
But
so
I think you could tell Hogan was fucked.
Hogan looked really old here.
He was gassed.
I know, like, he did look like an old man. See when he's in the ring and he's like stretching out his hand to shake the Rock. I mean, it's like, how the fuck? It
was either the greatest selling I've ever seen, or he's just done.
I know, but see when you look at it from hindsight, like, you're thinking, how is this even competitive? I mean, how are we supposed to believe a guy that looks like Hogan, who looks crippled, could be a guy that's probably not even hit his full prime yet?
I wouldn't go as far as saying he looks crippled, but I get your point.
I think he did. I think he did. When he's
not the start of the match.
No, when he's doing this whole... I mean, come on, he looks like... I mean...
But you can't go, that's good selling.
It is, but I mean, The Rock...
No, I just meant...
The Rock was selling at the end as well, and he didn't look fucking dead. I mean, so... you know what I mean?
Hulkster should have finished them off with that truck, and he wouldn't have had to go through this.
Yeah, it's funny, it's the next time these two face, it's the roles are reversed, and Hogan's the face, and Rock's the heel. But, imagine if they did Hollywood Rock and Hollywood Hogan as a team.
The Hollywoods?
Hollywood Cena as well as a fucking stable.
That'd be great.
Imagine that, Jesus.
But whose movies are better? Hulk probably bottom of that wee tier list.
Hulk's movies,
or pish.
I wish Hulk's movies lasted 6 minutes, but unfortunately that's not the case. Anyway, this lasted 16.5, so... And
then there's a lot... I mean, it lasted about 40 minutes. Add everything.
I mean, up next with Jazz defending the title against Trish and Lita. This lasted 6 minutes.
Why is Jazz winning, bro?
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was alright. It was basically hitting a move, cover, the other person breaks it up, hitting a move, cover, other person breaks it up. I mean, Jazz didn't really even feel involved in this match. Then at the end, out and over, Lita's on the top rope, and Jazz gets up, hits the fisherman suplex off the top rope, which we haven't seen before.
I know.
And then gets the win, so...
I get Jazz isn't a face, and she's a heel, but there's just no one seems to fucking care.
No, I thought Trish was going to win here, especially in the Canada outfit and shit.
In Toronto.
And the fact Jericho's not going over, so...
And the fact Christian got buried.
Yeah, any Canadians went? Well, Edge won, I guess.
Yeah.
Fucking people don't win in their hometown in WWE anyway, they always lose, so I guess that's
God damn it, make it look strong.
And then we had Drowning Pool performing a new version of the game. I don't really like this version.
Also, Christian tried to escape after beating Molly Holly, and then Maven battered him. Jumped in the taxi.
Yeah, stole Christian's taxi, rolled him up, was new champ, so Maven entered.
He should have got this taxi though once he botched. in the fucking match.
Yeah, taxi for Maven. Maven entered the pay-per-view hardcore champion, and he finished the pay-per-view hardcore champion. But will he leave next week's Raw hardcore champion? You've got to tune in to find out. But anyway, still one match to go. Jericho versus Triple H, undisputed WWF Championship match. And this match is very disappointing for a main event. And
I feel like a Raw main event.
I've seen fucking far better Raw main events than this. The thing is, I mean, I think both these guys are great performers.
He only hit me one pedigree, didn't he?
I know people rate Jericho, and maybe a lot of people don't like Triple H, but I think Triple H in ring's better than Bret Hart. I'm going to make a video on that. 10 reasons actually why Triple H is better than Bret Hart. But I think one of those reasons is in ring work, and if you look back on their career, Triple H has had better matches than Bret. He has. I don't care. Bret Hart's overrated match with Owen and the match against Austin. I mean, people say that's Bret Hart's best match. Yeah, I wouldn't even put it in Austin's top 10. So,
you know what the funny thing is? I couldn't even name you 10 fucking Bret Hart moments, let alone good ones.
Anyway, Triple H Jericho, it was a lame match. Some botches as well.
But see this whole excuse of they couldn't follow Rock Hogan? The crowd was decently enough into it.
Yeah, the crowd were dead during the previous match, but I guess that's why the previous match was there. They try and give the crowd a bit of breathing space between that match and the main event, but I just wasn't good. Stephanie's at ringside telling Jericho to go for the knees. If Jericho doesn't fucking know that, you know what I mean? The whole feud, to be fair, wasn't good.
No.
I mean, I think Jericho's whole title run wasn't that great. I mean, a great moment, great achievement beating Rock and Austin same night, but I think this run as undisputed champion.
I'd say the first couple of weeks were pretty good. When it was like him and McMahon against Flair, and they had remember the ex-Alliance guys, and then Regal pissed on the Big Show. Oh, that was pretty funny. But then Jericho just turned into a joke, and he's like the third wheel, and he's the fucking champ.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just not good. And this match wasn't good. Jericho works the leg. We knew that was going to happen. Triple H's leg doesn't fall off this time. He hits Stephanie with a pedigree, and then basically hits Jericho with a pedigree.
And this kind of makes no sense in a way. Like, if his leg's about to fall off, well, how come Triple H isn't? I mean, it's not like his leg can heal overnight.
It's not even like Jericho never really had him in the wall to Jericho once, where you thought, oh, Triple H is going to tap out here.
He had him on the announce table, and that was it, guys.
Yeah, no, but it was never in the ring where you thought, fuck, the Trip's going to tap here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it just seemed to end pretty abruptly. I mean, Triple H pedigrees Stephanie, and then Jericho, does a springboard after the turnbuckle, and Triple H kicks him pedigree and gets the win, and then he celebrates, and that's kind of it. So, I mean, disappointing main event. It was the second longest match of the night.
What was the longest?
Triple H, Undertaker, Ric Flair.
Fuck, that's no right.
Yeah, I think all the matches are wrong. Like, I mean, on hindsight, I would have took time off Undertaker, Ric Flair, and I don't know, maybe added it to, I don't know, any match. Like, I don't know. There was no like real bad matches. Like, every match was, I think, apart from the Goldust Maven match, was decent. And I guess I think the women's triple threat was pretty good. Like for,
but no, I think this pay-per-view lacked moments.
Yeah, like, I mean, Mania 17, you remember Shane doing that coast to coast on McMahon. You remember
the TLC matches got about 27 moments.
Yeah, the world title match had so many moments. Like Triple H, I think, smashing Undertaker with the sledgehammer, and you thought that was him going to beat him.
The golf cart spots.
We had him up for the last ride. Aye, it's just so many. The golf
shaking
cart
hands.
This pay-per-view didn't really have that.
Linda booting McMahon.
There was a bunch of good matches, like, but I mean that's all there was. I mean, some of the hardcore spots in the back were all right, like, but they're nothing fucking that you're gonna mark out. I mean, there's nothing there you'd remember in 10 years' time.
Yeah, commentary was brilliant.
As usual, commentary. I mean, it's always good, unless JR gets Bell's palsy, gets really bad, and he has to be replaced by Michael Cole. Then it's a wee bit sucky. No Taz here, so no Taz actually. He's been booked pretty strong the last couple of months, and he just,
like I said, that was his last pay-per-view match in the way out.
Oh well.
I think once SmackDown brand split, he'll be gone on the commentary.
Now in the pre-show, Rikishi, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Albert defeated Mr. Perfect, Lance Storm, and Test in a 3-minute 6-man tag match. That seems a bit hot.
With incredibly low heat, this got a 52 rating.
What did Test do to deserve that? Fuck me. But anyway, overall, what would you give this?
That's a hard one to rate. I'm right.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
I was going to say 6 or 7.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because, like I said, 11 matches on the show. Apart from the hardcore match, which was, nothing was bad.
But nothing was great.
If you take it, I wouldn't say the women's triple threat was good. I'd say it was decent, and I'd say the hardcore match was a bit below average, like. But I'd say every other match was at least good. But there was nothing great.
Yeah.
You know? So, whereas I feel like WrestleMania 17 had multiple great matches.
And moments.
Like, the third best match at WrestleMania 17 was, even the fourth best match was probably better than the best match here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the matches 17, the fourth best matches are probably Shane versus McMahon,
TLC.
the TLC, Taker, Triple H, and then Rock Austin.
And you got Benoit Angle as well.
And Benoit Angle, and if you, whatever, the worst match.
The triple threat hardcore match.
The worst match, the worst match in Mania 17 out of those ones are probably better than the best match here. So, aye guys, 7 out of 10, there you go. I mean, not a bad Mania at all, but yeah, not really.
The greatest.
Plus, did we really need fucking 4? I mean, I'm all for the live music, like, but 4 performances just seemed a bit overkill.
I think there was far too many single matches, like. Every match was a single match, bar fucking one.
2.
Oh, aye. Nah, but Jazz is pish. Anyway, we move on. 7 out of 10. We'll be back to review from the draft, and then that'll be until 2008.
Yep. Oh yeah. Anyway, guys, till next time.
Peace.